fan for the SSR. Very quite simple. You have a couple push pins here, one on each side, and these two bolts here that you take off. 5/16 nut driver loosens this up. Your clamp just below the other side of the mass airflow sensor, and you just take a small screwdriver and stick it in right here, and this just unplugs that easily and just set aside. Now we just remove this plastic shroud here, and we have two more bolts, one on each side, to remove for the air cleaner assembly. Now that we have the box loose, just lift up, give it a little twist, and it comes right off. Next thing we'll have to do is remove the upper radiator bracket. We've got 1, 2, 3 bolts there, and just this top one goes off here. The bottom one do not remove. Same thing on the other side, and it comes right off. Now with all 8 bolts out, all you do is just lift this up and set it aside. Great opportunity to clean up any part. Like I am, you like everything nice and clean. This is a great time. Next would be to disconnect your waterproof connector here. It's more difficult to do with one hand, but there we go. And set that aside. Would be to remove any fastening devices that hold the fan on. It'd be a plastic tie clip like that. This one's got a 6mm by 1 bolt that holds this one in. Fans have 2 fastening points, either on the top, one on each corner, but normally there's 2. You just lift the fan up and slide it down. Work its way down, there you go. And this guy just comes right up, and make sure you get it into the 4 mounting slots. There we go. You hook your wire back up. Now don't forget to fasten the radiator to the fan shroud. This one happens to have, I don't know if you can see it down there, but there's a couple bolts. Hold this in. They're 6mm by 1 inch, and it secures it nicely. You don't have to over tighten them, just good and snug. Another issue is here. The clearance between your coolant lines and your radiator, we have approximately 1.5 inches. With some models, they are rather tight. This is better to have some clearance. And nowhere does the shroud actually touch the radiator. Otherwise you get premature chafing of the radiator. The upper radiator support. This slides right in. Make sure your rubber snubbers are in there properly and nice and secure. Everything lines up. Remember, don't force anything, and just replace your 8 screws. Make sure you get them all in first before you remember that these are all metric bolts, all of them. That means they have a fine thread, and they do cross thread real easily. They came out real nice and easy. They should go back in nice and easily. Next step, attach the air box. Just fits right in, slides right in. No forcing involved. Tighten these 2 guys up in the front, and then you'll have to put the plastic shroud on next. If you can see here, when you stick the screwdriver in there, all you're doing is flipping that little tab right there, and it pulls right out. And the same thing with putting it back together. It just slips right in. Poof, you're done. This is so easy and so fast. Although I've had a little experience at it, but it doesn't take that long. To do is tighten up your clamp here for the mass airflow sensor. Just nut on each side back there, and your push pins here, you push them in and push them in. Done. This took me 35 minutes, believe it or not, but I have done a few, so I know exactly what to look for. One thing that helps is getting the vehicle up about 6 inches up off the ground. I like it for convenience. You may need it to get the fan in and out, but I really don't think so. And that's about it. That's the end of the video. And that should cool, take care of all your cooling needs. Okay, here's the vehicle running. I'll have to check and see if the fan's even on. Really can't hear it. Very quiet. There, the fan is on high. It's about the same as the original. So the compressor came on.